Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm bringing back this series. I'm doing a Q&A every single month, so let's start bringing this back with June's Q&A. This Q&A video is brought to you guys by SeatGeek. So if you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, get them through SeatGeek. Use my last name, code Hodge, at checkout, and you actually get $20 off your ticket for any event in the entire world just by using my last name, code Hodge, at checkout over on SeatGeek. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I used to do this series like a lot. I used to do it actually every month. So I would do it every single month. I would ask you guys to ask me questions. And yeah, I would answer your questions. I'm like, I kind of miss doing that, so we're gonna be bringing this back. I still do live streams like all the time, still on the channel like every week, but not everybody catches them and they get deleted after I'm done being live. But nonetheless, let's leave one here on the channel. So I've asked you guys in a different way. I've asked you guys on all the social media platforms. I've asked you guys on X, I've asked you guys on Instagram, I've asked you guys here on YouTube to send me some questions, and I would ask you on TikTok if there's a way to do that, but if you don't follow me on all those social medias, do that. I got TikTok now too. But nonetheless, I've asked you guys, we got a bunch of questions here. We got like 7 questions we're gonna go through here from various social media platforms. I'm gonna read your username, give you guys a shout out. So if you didn't get included on this month's list, definitely participate in the July list. I'll make a post on every social media platform, so make sure you follow me on them and have notifications on so you can be in the video just like these people are in this video. So nonetheless, enough chit chat, let's A some Q's. Alright, so the first question is from the platform X and from Mike Wexler on X. So WrestleMania 41, Las Vegas. Brandon, are you going to be at WrestleMania 41 Las Vegas? I gotta say, I love me some Las Vegas. It'll be hard to say no to that one. So I'm going to say, yeah, I will be at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. It kind of falls at a bad time in 2020, what is it, 2025? What? Next year's 2025? That's insane. That's just hard to believe. But yes, I will be going there somehow, some way we'll make it happen. It's happening Easter weekend in 2025, but I'll be there. WrestleMania, Las Vegas, because I love me some WrestleMania. I love me some Las Vegas. It's a wonderful theme. It's an amazing, perfect location for it. I love it, and I cannot wait to be there. I will be there. All right, the next question also comes from X, from user @PlatinumSuck. He asks, hey Brandon, when are you coming back to Chicago? When am I going to see you in Chicago again? Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to Chicago. I think the last time I went to Chicago was like 2019. So it's been a long while, and not really for any particular reason, just I haven't felt like either, I guess at this point it would be flying to Chicago, because I don't live in Tennessee anymore. It's not really a doable drive anymore. I now live in Florida, if you guys don't know. So as for coming to Chicago, I can do it sometime soon. It's been way too long. It's just like, there hasn't been really a show I've been super excited to fly up for. That one time they did Survivor Series, I guess when Punk returned this past year, was the closest I did, and I probably should have been there because CM Punk's return was such a huge deal. And that's one I regret not going to. But nonetheless, Chicago, if there's like a big show coming up that I want to go to, I'll be there. But as of right now, I have no plans. But I would love to come to Chicago again. I love Chicago, and I have nothing, obviously, against the city. So I'd love to come to Chicago again. Just, I don't have the plan. There's nothing happening that I'm planning. But I'm sure within the next, maybe year or two, there will be something. But as of right now, I got nothing. But yes, I will be back soon. And yes, I love Chicago. And the next question is from the platform Instagram, from @Gibby is here. Will you do a meetup with your fans at Money in the Bank in Canada? Will you meet up with your Canadian fans? So I don't know how many Canadian fans I have. If you guys are from Canada, give me like a whoop whoop in the comments. So I know I got some Canadian fans, and Canadian fans might want to meet up at Money in the Bank. Now, as for an actual meetup kind of thing, I've actually never done one. The closest I came to it was in, where it was in Nashville, when I went to the SummerSlam Superstore, because I got basically for the first time in the whole history, I would always get fans, coming up to me saying, hey, what's up, Brandon? I love your content and stuff. And that always means the world. Always makes me smile. Always makes me so happy. And I love taking pictures with you guys. I love participating in my fans. I love engaging with my fans and seeing that you people are real. The numbers that appear on the screen are actually real people. I love seeing that. The closest I came to that was SummerSlam in Nashville a few years ago. I said I was going to the Superstore, and there was like 30 people there waiting on me. It was crazy. But I'll be at Money in the Bank, and maybe I'll tell you guys where I'm going, when I'm going, and we can schedule something like that. But as for a set meetup, I'll be at this place at this time. I can't do that because of my schedule, because I'm literally flying to Canada the day of Money in the Bank. Probably a big mistake to do an international flight the day of an event, but nonetheless, hopefully it works out. I have a very early morning flight into Toronto, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But as far as that, I'll have to see what the schedule is like, because it's gonna be kind of like hectic, and especially getting through like all the different protocols for international flights. I don't know. I've never done an international flight. We gotta go through like customs and immigration, all this other stuff. So I don't know how long everything's gonna take, and rental car and the hotels and everything else. So I don't know. Honestly, we'll have to wait and see. But if you guys see me, if you happen to see me in Toronto anywhere, say hi to me. Happen to see me in Canada anywhere, say hi to me. Happen to see me at Money in the Bank, you sit next to me, say freaking hi to me, because it makes me happy. So yeah, thanks guys. Okay, so the next question is also from YouTube. We got from Joseph to Jesus 6441. Hopefully I'm saying you guys' names right. I am not the best, especially if your name is like pronounced a different way or whatever. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. I'm trying my best here as like a kid from Tennessee in the United States. It's not the easiest pronunciation sometimes, but nonetheless, Joseph asks, hey, if you could go back to any WWE event that you missed in the past, what event would you go to? Well, I mentioned it earlier in this video. I would like to go see like the CM Punk return, the great return to the WWE at Survivor Series in Chicago last year. But other ones that on the top of my mind, other than that, that I wish I would have went to, that I almost went to, would be like other WrestleManias, I guess. Like WrestleMania 35, I wish I went to that, because I was literally in New York City when the show was happening. I went to the WrestleMania accesses and everything. I was just like, it's supposed to rain or whatever. Let's not go. Yeah, I should have went to that. But for ones that I wasn't in the actual city for, let's say I wish I went to WrestleMania 28, like WrestleMania 28 in Miami. I don't know why I didn't do that. It was just like a 2-hour flight from Tennessee. I should have did that, because I went to WrestleMania 29 for the rematch of Cena and Rock. So yeah, I should have went to 28. But I didn't. I went to 29. That was amazing. That was a mind-blowing experience, and it was a wonderful Christmas present from my dad, stinky dad, for that one. That was a great memory. The other ones I didn't go to that I wish I went to would be like WrestleMania 31 is a very big one I always talk about, because I was such a huge Seth Rollins fan, and cashed in that briefcase and turned that thing into a triple threat with Lesnar and Reigns. It was just wonderful. That's one I wish I would have went to. But for ones I wish I went to is always going to be like a bigger like WrestleMania, was like, or like a return or something that you don't see happening in hindsight, and it's like, oh, I kind of wish I was there. But yeah, those would be my main ones. Other than that, there was like a small house show in like my small town in Tennessee. Like before I ever even went to a wrestling show, it was like 2011 or something. And I really wish I would have went to that one, but it just didn't work out. But nonetheless, I've been to a lot of shows. I've had a lot of good memories, and I'm very grateful and lucky for everything I've had. So I don't mean to take anything for granted. But if I had to pick a few that I wish I would have went to that just didn't work out, there's a few. All right, the next question is also from YouTube, from FCW Figure Wrestling. How much money do you think you have spent on wrestling tickets in total? Oh my goodness, I like that question. Okay, real quick, because I actually don't know. As for vlogs, and the vlogs are definitely not all my wrestling shows. They're a good, like, at this point, probably like 90% of the wrestling shows. Let's go to my YouTube channel. Let's see how many wrestling vlogs are in the playlist, because this will tell us how many vlogs I've done, which is a good guess of how many shows I've been to. So currently wrestling show vlogs is at 121. What? Okay, so I've been to 121 shows on video, but I've probably been to another 10 shows without the video. So I've been to like, let's say 130. Let's give it a good number. I've been to 130 wrestling shows. Okay, so most of those shows would be like decent pricing, because I'm always smart with my tickets. Like I went to a show a few weeks ago. No one believed I got second row for like $160. I did, but before that, like floor was $95 always. And before that, like when I first started going to wrestling show, guys, literally floor used to be $50. You literally get $50 front row all the time. Yeah, let's just say for the most part, my childhood floor was always like $100. So let's say it's $100 times 131 shows. That's $13,000, but that's over like what, like a 7-year, 8-year span. That's a lot, not that much money as people would think. Most people seeing my vlogs, how many I do a year, they think I'd spent like $50,000 a year just going to shows, or at least $20,000 a year just going to shows. Not quite that much. Of course, this doesn't incorporate the expense going to shows like your flight, your food, your hotel room, your rental car, and all that good stuff. So it doesn't include that, that adds up probably more than the actual tickets too. But this is given that every show is like a house show or a Raw or something where you get $100 floor. A lot of them are pay-per-views and stuff like that. So let's inflate this quite up a lot, especially where I could pay like $1,000 for WrestleMania ticket before. I would say this $13,000 is probably closer to around $20,000. So as for the tickets for the actual shows, for like, I don't know, like 8 years of going to shows. Well, my first show was in like 2012, and it's 2024, actually 12 years of going to shows, I guess, if we're including the ones before the vlogs. So 12 years of going to shows, let's say around $20,000 on tickets. So if you take, let's do a little math here, guys. Let's do math time with Brandon Hodge. So you take your $20,000, you divide that by 12 years, that's about $1,600 a year, which is a lot for like a kid, but for a working adult, $1,600 a year on tickets is not that much, and your entertainment budget for the year is probably a lot more than that. So yeah, that is that's about how much I spent probably on average. Some years, you know, I spent crazy money, like $3,000 or $4,000 a year on tickets, but for the overall, yeah, maybe $1,600 a year or something like that. I don't know, but like I said, it's a lot more because the rental cars, the transportation, the flights, the hotel rooms, all of that stuff, the merchandise, all of that adds up to be a lot more. But I'm just very grateful for the situation I am here on YouTube, where I can reinvest everything I make on YouTube back into going to shows. So it's kind of just like a cycle. It's kind of like I'm just doing the vlogs, just doing them and just doing them and just doing them, and it's not really like a lot of personal problems it causes going to shows. But nonetheless, yeah, I'm very happy, very grateful to be where I'm at. I just want to say I'm very lucky, and thank you all for watching the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos, supporting the channel however you do, using code Hodge on SeatGeek, buying the Brandon Hodge King of Vlog style t-shirts. It all helps out a bunch, and I'm very grateful to be doing this, and I try to share the experience with all you guys through the lens of this very camera. That's the idea of the vlog, is like you're there with me, you're doing this experience, and I'm sharing the experience with all of you. So I really appreciate everyone, but as far as how much I've spent on wrestling tickets, I have no idea, but the average math is looking maybe around $20,000 over a 12-year span. You know, really thinking about that is quite a bit of money. That's like how much a freaking car is. So I could have had a car with whole other car with that $20,000. But at the same time, I've had so many memories, so many good trips, so much amazing life I've lived with that $20,000, and I wouldn't take it back for the world. All right, let's jump to the saddest part of this video. This is the final question. Who is going to get the honor of asking Brandon Hodge the final question? Well, it is going to be none other than on YouTube at Brandon Wallen 7023. Hopefully I got the numbers right, and hopefully I got your name right. I'm sorry if I mispronounced anyone's name in this video. Brandon Wallen asks, hey Brandon, what would you do to make the current state of the WWE even better or close to perfect as possible? So, we're talking about the current state of the WWE. How would I make WWE better? How would I make it as close to perfect as possible? Okay, so WWE is not the WWE we grew up on, like most of us. I don't know how old everyone's watching this. If you guys want to share your age and where you're from in the comments, that'd be cool. A little statistic, do for that for me, guys. But basically, what would I do to make WWE better? Okay, so WWE is not the WWE we grew up on in multiple ways. But first off, it's not even the same company anymore. WWE sold, it's been merged with UFC and this whole grouping thing, and it's all about making the most money they possibly can. So that's one thing, and the aspect of the actual wrestling and things are different. Vince is no longer running the show, it's Triple H. As far as the actual product, it's very, very freaking good right now. Cannot get much better. You're seeing a lot of new faces on your screens constantly. You're seeing like guys you would see on the indies like a few years ago, literally like main eventing Monday Night Raw. It's just like a different world, and it's great for the world of actual professional wrestling. But as for the WWE we grew up on, it was more towards the entertainment side, just doing wacky, silly stuff, making you laugh all the time. It's kind of rare for WWE to really make you laugh that much anymore. It's more about serious professional wrestling. It's more presented like a sport now, which is a good thing. It's just different. It's just different, and I really enjoy it. But at the same time, I kind of do miss that wacky kind of side of how wrestling used to be. But that was just kind of like a 90s kind of attitude era thing that we'll always cherish. We're in a new era, and wrestling will always evolve, always change. We're just in this era right now, and a few years from now, we'll be in a totally different era. But right now, we're in a serious presentation kind of wrestling thing, and you can still kind of do some goofy stuff on the side, kind of have some fun gimmicks and stuff like that. So as for the actual product, I give it 5 out of 5 stars. The time period we're in is absolutely wonderful. However, let's move on to what could be improved. All right. So WWE's been sold. It has been taken over by this UFC merger deal, and basically they're all about making money. And sure, WWE at the end there, sure, that it became just about making as much money as they possibly could. But things are a bit different now, and I can say this completely from a fan's perspective who has been going to WWE shows for like I said, over 12 years. How old am I? I'm 24. I don't feel like I should be blasting out there. I mean, going to shows for 12 years. I'm an old man coming in here. But nonetheless, What I see the big difference is trying to make money, and not money off TV deals, not money off this or that, or a number of people. They're trying to make money off each individual wrestling fan, and they're really trying to target and take everything they can possibly get from the fans. So it's really like the fans kind of suffer. And the reason I say this is the pricing is crazy on everything a fan has to buy to be a fan. You want to go to a wrestling show? Oh, you're gonna pay up. Like literally the top of the arenas that for years was $10. It was literally $10. Like I said, when I first started going to shows, floor like front row was like $50. It's like, yeah, that's how much it should be back then. It should be inflated a little bit now. It should be like 100, 120, 150, something like that. But no, like the top of the stadium now is like $100. If you went down on the floor, you're looking $500 or more dollars. These pay-per-views, some of them are like, they're trying to get these platinum seats for like $3,000 to $5,000, and people literally pay it. It's just like taking advantage of the fans. I could rant all day about it. But nonetheless, you have to know how to get around that. And like I said, I got floor like a few weeks ago for 150 because I had to kind of, you either have to get them right on the pre-sale or you have to get it like literally last minute, take a lot of risk. So personally, that's what I see in the t-shirts being like $40 a pop is like insane. $40 for a t-shirt. You guys literally make them for like $3. You literally make the shirts for $3. I mean, the shirts like this one, they were always like 25 or 30, but you're pushing $40 now. That's insane. Not to mention the replica belts, which have always been expensive, but ultimately it's just making the most money out of anyone. It's a corporation, make as much money as they possibly can. That's the goal. It's a for-profit. I mean, it's always been a for-profit company. I just feel like it didn't used to be as bad. Like it was affordable to go to a wrestling show when it came to your town. It was affordable to buy a shirt while you were there or something like that. It's just like so crazy. And I know right now it's a time of inflation and everything's so expensive right now, but I just feel like WWE's really taking it to the next level. Like their $100 seats have literally switched to over $1,000. Like, how do you inflate that much in just like a few years? But that's insane. And not every wrestling show is like this. It's just WWE, so it just kind of sucks. But nonetheless, you have to know how to get around this. You have to know how to find things on sale. You gotta know how to not pay full price for anything. Don't buy these platinum seats and all this other stuff. But that would just be my complaint. It's just like I see WWE taking more and more advantage of the fans, and it's just WWE, so it's not like an inflation-only thing. It's just like, it's just like, okay, how much will the suckers pay for a ticket? Will they pay $5,000 for a ticket that used to be $50? Oh, yes, they will. So they just don't take advantage. You guys don't need to be getting taken advantage of like that. I would just like WWE to see more emphasis put on making money from TV deals and pay-per-view buys, streaming buys. I mean, even merchandise would be fine if the shirts went $40. I would like to see them focus on trying to sell more shirts instead of just a few of them for these very high prices, and really making it affordable to go to shows and enjoy the product and enjoy professional wrestling. So wrestling is affordable and enjoyable for literally everyone. Because even if you're like bottom, cheapest ticket you can get, it's still not affordable for most. So I just like to see wrestling be more open, affordable for everyone to enjoy. That's what I would improve on in the WWE, is just to make it more accessible for literally everyone. So there you guys have it. Those are my Q&As. That's what I would improve in the WWE. That is what I would do for all these questions. So let me know your thoughts and all this in the comment section down below. And thank you guys for watching this Q&A video. I'm your one and only undisputed king of vlog style, Brandon Hodge. And I will see you guys in the next video.